Just when you thought Fender couldn't get more stupid, they go off and send a cease and desist letter to PRS, Paul Reed Smith. I think it's a dumb idea. Gibson tried this. This is going to just be a short, this is kind of an update to the last video. I think it's a dumb move, and you can see right here through Guitar World that they came out a couple days ago, but they have decided to go ahead and put their eggs in another basket and sue PRS. Not sue them, give them a cease and desist letter, which is always followed by an eventual lawsuit. And they're going to have to do the whole court thing and all of that and try to find a venue for them. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know the legal, part of that. But it seems to me like Fender is really hurting their brand. I've been reading a lot of message boards, and a lot of people are very pissed off at Fender. There's been a boycott Fender thing going on, and kind of along the same lines of what Gibson did when Gibson went after... Gibson actually went, the more I read about it, Gibson went after PRS also, as you can see here, and Dean and a few others over their Les Paul shape and the Flying V shape, and they lost. It's the same exact lawsuit. It's an old copyright that has been... Now, those shapes are so commonly used, you can't really own a copyright on them, and in the United States, there isn't one that exists, or they expired, and like the Fender Stratocaster, they did have a copyright on it, but the copyright is gone, and it's been gone since the mid to late 70s, somewhere around there, but it expired. And that's a little different than, somebody building the Strat guitars, which there weren't too many Strat copies unless they were homemade. There was a few. There was a few lawsuits back then, but that wasn't Fender that did the lawsuits. Gibson went after Ibanez, and there was an actual real lawsuit that they went after him for everything, not just the Les Paul body, which they were doing that. They were also making copies of what Ibanez calls the Destroyer, Gibson calls the Explorer, and they were identical. I mean, I've owned one of the first Ibanez. It's around a 1977 Ibanez Destroyer, original, identical, everything on that thing. The only difference was it had Ibanez on the headstock, and it was pretty much, it would stand up against any Gibson of that era. But there was an actual real lawsuit filed, and then, of course, Ibanez changed the Destroyer a little bit. They came out with the Iceman and plenty of other models since then. But there was an actual lawsuit that was filed. Of course, if you're going to do a copyright, you can pretty much do it until you get the cease and desist, but they will eventually sue you for money or try to sue you out of business. And, Gibson had a couple fall out, through the pandemic happened, during that. And then it was because of the new CEO. Gibson decided, hey, let's go after these body shapes. Body shapes are, once they expire and the copyright's over, according to what I read, it's pretty much done. Now, Dusseldorf or whatever in Germany, now, they are going to try to sue them in a European court or in Germany, PRS, for the Silver Sky. John Mayer's Silver Sky model, which I played those, and they are great guitars. I played the SE and had my hands. I didn't really play, but I had my hands and felt the PRS American-made one. And but yeah, it is very sweet too. And as far as comparing it to American-made Strats, I mean, some people like the American-made Strats better, and they're purists and all that. And I get that. Guitar snobs will always say, there's nothing that's going to be built like a Strat that's going to be as good as a Strat. But I picked up, brand new Fender-made USA Strats and had them and owned them and sold them over a period of time. And when PRS came out, they upped the game because their lower-end import models were really good, and they still are. The SE brand. And like I said on my last video, I think they're going to probably come after PRS mainly because of the Silver Sky, and I'll be damned they did. So Guitar World, after I posted that video, Guitar World came out with an article a couple days ago and I just happened to read it, and it said 11 minutes ago because I just look up guitar stuff, so Google sends me these things, and I got this deal just in my general Google search, basically the latest news, and Guitar World had posted that, and I think it's a big mistake. I think that Fender is going to pay for this monetarily, especially since electric guitar sales are just in the toilet. I've never seen such a switch. I mean, when acoustic guitar sales are towering over electric guitar sales, Fender pulls this. I mean, it's gonna hurt the brand. It is, and it's a stupid move. But I just wanted to cover and update you on what I've seen, and I've seen plenty of other videos. Now, of course, I'm searching YouTube for anybody else posting on this, and I do like other opinions on it, but it is going to hurt the brand. And if you watch any like the American Music Awards and watch the Grammys, watch the award shows, and see what they're playing now, the musicians that play the guitar and the bass and stuff. There is a lot of PRS product out there, and that sells a lot of guitars. And when there's not an old Fender, I mean, of course there are Fenders out there. Of course, some of them, the purists, or they just have an old Fender that they played for years. But what I can't believe is why in the world did they let John Mayer go and let PRS build him? I must admit, all kidding aside, the body on the PRS Silver Sky is pretty much identical to a Strat. I mean, they didn't even try it. I mean, it's exactly that. I mean, the pickup ohms out at 7.5 on all three pickups. I mean, that was like the John Mayer set, And PRS, they didn't even change that. The wiring's all the same, the body shape, the pick guard. I mean, they're not completely interchangeable. You can't take an American-made Strat and stick it on a PRS, or pick guard and stick it on a PRS. I mean, the holes won't line up. Tried it, but it's close. I mean, you could drill a couple out and probably get away with it. Maybe misshaping it just a little bit. But the PRS necks are a little bit different. Not enough to really tell. I'm just not a Strat person. I don't care for the feel of the neck. It's okay. It's playable. I mean, I could play a Strat. But I'm more of a fan of flatter radius fretboard. I don't like the 9.5. I like the 12, or 10 at least. As far as a radius goes, I like them flat and I like them thin. So that's what she said. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll keep you updated on that. And here's a little bit more on what I did today. I can't believe I'm shooting a video after what I went through today. But anyway, I picked up 10 guitars. Check it out. Today was crazy out hustling. Came back with all these stuffed in my car. I got a higher end Recording King, a Squier Strat Acoustic, a Fernandez Strat copy, a little cheapy Gremlin guitar, a 3/4 size Jackson Randy Rhoads V, a Dean less polished looking guitar, a P bass that I used to own that did a full circle, ended up back with it. And this is a Dean bass, acoustic electric bass, now that I see that. And this is an LTD by ESP M10. And then another Recording King, kind of a medium lower end one. So I did shoot footage of the transactions, and where I found them, but it somehow didn't record it. So, a little mad. But anyway, the good news is that I only have about $650 in all 10 of these. So, $650 out of pocket cash for all of this. Now, a lot of stuff is, I call it throwaway stuff, but it's really not. It's just something you put up for $50, like that Gremlin. Of course, the Squier Strat Acoustic, that'll probably be an eBay part out. The Fernandez might be a part out too. I've had one just like it not that long ago. And the little 3/4 Jackson, it'll probably be good as a whole. I think they're like $150. That Dean, it's probably $125, $130. This P bass, it says Olympic on it, but I've had this one before, ended up back with it. The Dean, couple hundred. The LTD, 125. Recording King, you're looking at maybe 175, 200. Like and subscribe. Please comment below, and I answer every comment. I like to read them. It's kind of fun. It's kind of a hobby now. But like and subscribe.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, comment below. See you next week. Please subscribe to the Hi! Yeah, you phenomenal. This is my moment. We're gone.
So you're looking right at, if you add it all up, take 10% off, say roughly of my estimate, you're looking at about $2,000 worth of guitars. By the time it's all said and done, you know, it's going to take a while to move every one of these, but I'll get my money back pretty quick on a couple of them. But we'll see what happens. I'll post some updates later. But let's get on to the Fender story.